Welcome to the deep dive. We unpack complex ideas, surprising facts, basically giving you that shortcut to being well-informed.
And today we're jumping into something really fascinating. It's source material from a sci-fi novel, Hunter's Run. You've got George R. R. Martin, Gardner Dozois, Daniel Abraham behind this one.
Right. And our mission today is to pull out the core insights, tell this really captivating story about, well, identity, survival, and some choices you just wouldn't expect, all happening on this distant colony world.
Yeah, and if you've ever sort of wondered what really makes you,
Mm.
this deep dive might challenge a few things.
Definitely. It starts with a real hook, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. Imagine this. You wake up, you're totally disoriented, just floating in absolute darkness.
No idea where you are.
None. You can't feel anything. No air, no heat, no cold, no ground, nothing.
And the worst part, you realize you're not breathing.
And no heartbeat. It's like almost perfect sensory deprivation. Terrifying.
That's exactly where we meet our main character, Ramón Espejo, and he's immediately convinced he's dead.
Yeah, he thinks he's in limbo. Something a priest told him about. This, infinite darkness where you just dwell on your sins.
A mental prison, basically. Just you and your thoughts. It's a pretty grim way to start.
Totally bleak. But out of that darkness, his memory starts to flicker back. Just slowly.
Little bits and pieces.
Exactly. Snippets of his life back on the colony planet São Paulo. He sees Diego Town, remembers the blessing of the fleet, fireworks, familiar stuff.
But then something much darker surfaces.
A really disturbing memory. He was at this place, the El Rey bar, drunk, furious, finds himself in an alley, and he stabs this guy, a European, with a gravity knife.
Ooh. So right away, we get a sense of who Ramón is. Volatile.
Quick temper, definitely prone to going too far. Is a key phrase the source uses.
And it seems like this isn't a one-off thing. It's a pattern.
Absolutely. His girlfriend, Elena, helps him get rid of the bloody clothes. Like it's almost routine for them, which is pretty grim.
Yeah, it tells you something about their relationship. Tumultuous. And he's got scars from other fights.
Lots of them. The source makes it clear this guy always went too far. He's driven by impulse, and it usually messes things up for him.
Okay, that paints a really vivid picture of Ramón. But let's pull back a bit. The source material also gives us this wider context, right? Humanity's place out there in the cosmos.
Yeah, and it wasn't quite the grand adventure we might have dreamed of. Turns out, humanity's big plans for galactic conquest kind of fizzled.
Why is that?
Well, the universe was already occupied. There were other starfaring races out there, like the Silver and I, these powerful ancient beings we learn more about later. And they're terrifying.
And the Turu as well.
Right. And what's really interesting is how humanity sort of found its niche. It wasn't our nobility or anything.
No. What was it then?
Our propensity for change and control. Basically, our tendency to mess with things, to adapt, even our destructive habits. These ancient aliens saw that as a virtue.
Wow. That's a cold perspective. Like our flaws are actually useful in a chaotic universe.
Exactly. It really makes you think, doesn't it? Are these contradictions bugs or features of being human?
That's a great question. Okay, so zooming back into Ramón's world, São Paulo, it's a young colony.
Pretty young, yeah.
Yeah.
Only about 40 years old. And it's mostly Brazilian and Mexican colonists.
And there's some friction there.
Definitely.
Yeah.
A lot of underlying tension. The Spanish-speaking majority kind of resents the Portuguese settlers who seem to get the better jobs, the positions of power.
Ah, the familiar story. Colonial dynamics playing out light years from Earth.
Pretty much. And life in Diego Town, where Ramón lives, it's this mix of, human stuff and alien elements.
Likewise.
You've got transports flying around, but also local creatures, things called flatfurs, skitterlings.
And chupacabras, like the legend.
Yeah, but here they're actual cat lizards. And other dangerous things like red jackets. It's a whole ecosystem they're living alongside.
So Ramón and Elena, they're at this parade, part of the blessing of the fleet.
Right. It's lively, seems like fun, satirical floats, one mocking the governor, another one's a plastic chupacabra with glowing eyes.
Sounds festive. But Ramón's probably not feeling it, given what happened.
Not at all. Underneath all that celebration, there's this growing dread. And then, an acquaintance, Patricio, finds him.
And drops some bad news.
The worst news. The European guy, Ramón, stabbed. He wasn't just some random dude. He was the ambassador.
Oh, no!
And he died. The governor's actively hunting for the killer.
So Ramón's denial isn't going to cut it.
Nope. He denies it, obviously, but that sense of dread just settles in deep. And then they burn this effigy, old man gloom, supposed to get rid of bad luck.
But for Ramón,
It just fills him with this glum presentiment, like bad things are definitely coming his way. The irony is thick.
okay, so the law is closing in. He needs to run.
Right. First step, fix his van. It got damaged somehow. He takes it to this mechanic, Manuel Grigo.
And Grigo's an interesting character himself, right?
Very. Described as a post-contact Marxist, which basically means encountering aliens fundamentally shifted his whole political and social viewpoint. He's pragmatic, maybe even amoral.
The key thing being he's totally free of moral judgments.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The perfect guy to help someone trying to disappear. No questions asked, just fixes the van.
So where does Ramón decide to go?
He decides to head north into these uncharted mountains, the Sierra Hueso, plans to prospect for ore, kind of lay low.
It's a less traveled area.
Yeah, way off the beaten path.
Yeah.
And it suits Ramón, apparently. He's part Yaqui, grew up in rugged country back in Mexico, prefers the colder climate.
And he explicitly wants to be alone.
Desperately. Wants to get away from other people, away from the fighting his temper always drags him into.
But can he escape himself? That guilt over the ambassador.
It haunts him. Even out there in the wilderness, he tries to rationalize it, just one little death in a universe full of death. But it doesn't really work. The guilt sticks.
He sets up camp, looking at these alien stars.
Yeah, tries to find some peace. Names the constellations after things from Earth, like the mule, the sick gringo, tries to just sleep.
But the peace doesn't last.
Not for long. He senses something, an unseen threat, something chilling.
And this is where things take a sharp turn, right, into the really weird stuff.
Oh, yeah. This is where the sci-fi really kicks in. He's prospecting, right? Looking for ore, and he finds this discontinuity in the mountain itself.
Not natural.
Definitely not. He sets a coring charge, like a small explosive for sampling rock, and it blows open this section, revealing an impossible, unnatural metal wall. And it's vibrating.
And Ramón's reaction.
Instant suspicion. The source mentions his background, his people being persecuted for centuries. His instinct screams danger. This is hidden. It's powerful. And then it gets worse.
How so?
A ship emerges, silently, from the mountain. It's described as square-shaped, bone-white.
Alien.
And it sees him. Immediately, it destroys his van, his
Yeah.
bolo tent, just obliterates his camp, leaves him totally exposed.
And
then he gets hit. Hard. Consciousness just extinguishes, blackout.
And he wakes up. Where?
Back in that darkness, that limbo feeling. Immobile, not breathing. But there's a difference this time.
What's different?
His memories, they're not fuzzy anymore. They're crystal clear. Sharper than they should be. Impossibly sharp.
And he figures out where he is.
Yeah. He realizes he's in some kind of vat, filled with liquid, imprisoned by whoever made that ship.
The aliens.
The aliens.
Yeah.
The liquid drains. And he's pulled out by, well, he describes them as two snakes. The aliens themselves. Lead him through these surreal, disorienting caverns inside the mountain. It's all very strange, very alien.
Until he confronts something else.
He confronts a larger alien, white like the ship, in this central pit area. And he feels connected to it somehow.
Yeah,
physically linked.
And this alien speaks.
It speaks
Yeah.
or communicates somehow.
Yeah.
And it delivers this cold, analytical judgment on humanity.
What does it say?
You are man. You lack take karut, whatever that means. You are a flawed thing.
Yeah.
Your nature is dangerous and tends to obro.
Aubrey. What's a Aubrey?
We find out later it means something like contradiction, failure, and inability to integrate properly. It's basically saying humanity is fundamentally broken, inherently dangerous.
Wow. Talk about a harsh critique, like a cosmic judgment.
Exactly, like we failed some universal test. And then comes the real mind bender, the twist that changes everything for Ramón and for us reading it.
Okay, what is it?
The alien forces Ramón into a task. He has to hunt another man.
Hunt another man. Why?
And during this interaction, let's call it, the alien drops the bomb. The man he has to hunt. It's the original Ramón Espejo.
Wait, the original?
Yeah. Turns out the original Ramón escaped when the aliens first attacked his camp. The Ramón we've been following, the one with all these sharp memories, he's not the original.
He's a what, then?
He's an aceloi, a made thing, a clone, created from the original Ramón's torn-off finger, which they must have found after the attack.
Oh my God. So all his memories, his
Yeah.
feelings,
Yeah.
his body.
Copied. Implanted. He is quite literally not Ramón Espejo. He just thinks he is. It throws everything into question, doesn't it? If your memories aren't yours, who are you?
That's staggering. Completely changes the game.
And to make matters worse, there's a control mechanism. This fleshy, pulsating cable, called a sahel, is embedded in his neck.
A leash.
Pretty much. It links him directly to his alien escort, the one called Maneck. And if Ramón shows Obra that contradiction or failure,
Pain.
excruciating pain, a correction they call it, he learns very, very quickly to obey. The memory of that pain is intense. He's a puppet, but a thinking one.
So this clone Ramón, he's now forced to hunt his original self.
Exactly. He's an unwilling tracker.
Yeah.
And Maneck, the alien escort, tells him to behave as he, the original Ramón, would behave.
So they want to use the original's instincts.
Sort of. Maneck is observing him constantly, studying human flow, human needs. It's incredibly detached. At one point, Maneck actually asks Ramón to achieve piss just so it can study the process.
Seriously, that's clinical doesn't even cover it. Almost insulting.
It shows how little Maneck understands or maybe cares about sentience. Humans are just biological systems to analyze.
But Ramón, the clone, he's not just passively obeying, is he?
Not at all. And this is where you see his own intelligence, his own will emerging even under this duress. He immediately figures out his only real chance is to stall.
Stall for time. Why?
Hoping the original Ramón can get away. Get back to human civilization, raise the alarm about these hidden aliens.
Smart. How does he stall?
He just drags things out. Takes longer than necessary for tasks.
Yeah.
And he uses Maneck's analytical nature against it. Like there's this great bit where he explains hard drink, alcohol to Maneck
How does he explain it?
as something that loosens bindings, that makes him free.
Yeah.
He knows Maneck will find that concept fascinatingly contradictory, buy him some time while the alien processes it. It's really clever manipulation.
That's amazing cunning, especially for someone who just found out they're a copy. But he doesn't just stall, right? He tries to fight back.
He does. They give him this strange alien knife. And even though he knows about the Sahel, the leash, he makes a move, tries to kill Maneck.
And the Sahel stops him.
Instantly. Agonizing pain. And he learns a crucial lesson. The Sahel doesn't just react to actions, it senses intention. The moment he decided to attack, before he even moved properly, zap.
Wow. Precognitive punishment.
Basically. And Maneck just says, you are a primitive being not to know this. Like, it's obvious.
This whole interaction just highlights how different they are. The alien perspective is so alien.
Completely. Maneck sees sleep, for instance, as a dangerous state, a flaw in humans, an unnecessary cessation of function.
Well, Ramón probably values sleep.
Right, and Ramón, in turn, looks at Maneck and finds it sad.
Yeah.
Because it has no music, no real food, no sex, none of the messy, joyful, complicated stuff of life. It's function versus experience.
So why are the aliens doing this? Why hunt the original Ramón so relentlessly?
Maneck explains their core mission. It's about perception, about existence. They need to correct the illusion that they've been discovered.
Meaning erase any evidence.
Exactly. If the original Ramón reaches human space and tells people about them, then the aliens, as Maneck puts it, cannot be. Their secrecy is paramount to their survival. This threat, this Gesu, is existential for them.
And there's a bigger picture here too, right? With the other aliens, the NI.
Yeah, Ramón pieces something together. He learns the NI ships, the powerful ones, are arriving earlier than expected. And he realizes Maneck's people aren't just hiding from humans.
They're hiding from the NI.
Precisely. Which makes him wonder, maybe the human colonies aren't just colonies, maybe they're bait. Subtle hunting missions set up by the NI to flush out hidden species like Maneck's.
Whoa! That makes the universe seem even more dangerous. Humans caught in the middle of ancient alien conflicts.
A much bigger, scarier game than anyone realized. So the hunt continues. Clone Ramón and Maneck track the original down to a river.
And more trouble finds them.
Of course. A huge, ferocious chupacabra attacks them. Maneck gets injured but fights it off.
Does Ramón feel that through the Sahel?
He does. He feels Maneck's pain. It's this really unsettling connection, this forced empathy with his captor. Even the clone is forming bonds he never asked for.
What happens next? The river.
Ramón gets swept away, nearly drowns. But he fights. He refuses to die. He claws his way to the shore. And when he gets there, he notices something.
What?
The Sahel. It's gone. The cable's ripped out. The skin on his neck is just numb and smooth.
He's free.
Physically, yes. The leash is off.
Yeah.
But the mental impact, the memories, the whole situation, that's still there.
Then almost immediately after getting free,
Yeah.
he finds him.
He finds him. The other Ramón. His perfect double. Except this one is injured, missing a finger, the finger they used to clone our Ramón. He's building a raft, desperate to escape.
Seeing himself, but not himself. That must be incredibly jarring.
Has to be. Like looking in the weirdest mirror imaginable, the source material really plays up this moment of confrontation.
So how does our Ramón handle this? He can't just say, "Hi, I'm your clone."
No way. He needs to survive, maybe even work with this guy. So he improvises. He comes up with a fake identity.
Who does he pretend to be?
David,
Yeah.
a banker. Just some guy who's stumbled onto the scene. He's observing his twin constantly, noticing that hardened, suspicious nature, trying to figure out how to play him.
And there's something else happening to him physically, right?
Yeah, this is really interesting. As they spend time together, our Ramon the clone notices his own body starting to change. It's approximated the original's body. Old scars start to reappear, his hair gets coarser.
Like he's becoming the original.
Or maybe his body's just settling into its genetic blueprint now that the accelerated vat growth phase is over. But more importantly, he sees his own flaws, the insecurity, the rage mirrored perfectly in his twin.
And seeing it from the outside gives him perspective.
Exactly. He realizes this is what he had always been, but it's only now, seeing his double, that he can truly see it objectively. It's a profound moment of self-awareness forced on him by this bizarre situation.
So they start working together on the raft, symbolizing their joint struggle.
Right. But even there's tension. Our Ramon, the clone, has two good hands. The original is missing that finger, so the clone works faster, which subtly frustrates the original. It's like the copy is more physically capable, at least for now.
The original Ramon must be suspicious of this David character showing up out of nowhere.
Highly suspicious. And our Ramon uses that. He spins another lie, a really clever one.
What does he say this time?
He confesses. Says he was actually sent by the constabulary to find the original Ramon, but he offers him a deal, a fabricated alibi for the ambassador's murder.
He offers to cover for him, for a crime the clone knows he committed.
Exactly. He essentially grants the original Ramon forgiveness for the murder. And the original, desperate and guilty, latches onto it, gets almost drunk with relief.
Wow. So a lie creates this incredibly powerful, genuine bond between them. That's deeply ironic.
It really is. And as they drift downriver on the raft, more memories surface for our Ramon. Not just the copied ones, but maybe deeper echoes.
Like what?
His youth in Mexico, feeling free in the wilderness for the first time. But also, he reevaluates the fight with the European ambassador.
He sees it differently now.
Yeah. He realizes the European wasn't just being arrogant because he was drunk. It was a deliberate display of power. And Ramon realizes he fought back not out of principle, but to belong. To be what the crowd in the bar wanted him to be, for validation.
Seeing his past motivations with these new, detached clone eyes.
Exactly. And despite this bond they've formed, their fundamental differences start showing. The original Ramon's temper flares up easily.
But our Ramon, the clone.
He feels different. He still feels anger, but it's like he has distance from it now. After Maneck and the Sahel, his own rage feels chosen, not something that just possesses him.
So maybe the clone has evolved somehow through the experience, or is just wired differently now.
The great question the book leaves you with, is he better or just altered? Anyway, their journey hits another snag.
What happened?
The river leads them to a huge waterfall, one that wasn't on any maps. They're forced to portage the raft, carry it overland. It's brutal, exhausting work.
Just when they think they might be getting somewhere.
The universe throws another curveball. They finish the repairs, they're about to get back on the river, and then they hear it.
Don't tell me.
A chupacabra's cry, that distinctive sound. And then, the impossible. Maneck appears. Battered, clearly damaged from the river ordeal, but alive. And the chupacabra, it's with Maneck, subdued, like a guard dog.
How is that possible?
Maneck just states, cold as ever, that its function was compromised for a time, but is now returned. And it tells our Ramon, essentially, good job tracking him. It says Ramon's task was to engage and flow as the man would, and that he has done well.
So the mission is back on, the hunt resumes.
Right. Maneck declares the original Ramon's knowledge will be corrected, erased, killed.
Our Ramon must try to stop it.
He tries deception again. Tells Maneck to wait, that he'll fetch the original, clearly planning to make a run for it with his twin.
But Maneck's not falling for it.
Nope. Maneck sees the obre, the contradiction. The lie is transparent to its cold logic.
So it's showdown time.
It is. The original Ramon sees Maneck, understands the threat, and just freezes, drops his oar in horror.
Yeah.
And our Ramon realizes this is it. It's him or his twin. A fight to the death.
How does it go down?
Our Ramon uses his alien robe, wraps it around his arm for protection. The original has the knife and is probably tougher, more experienced in brawling, but our Ramon fights desperately. He headbutts his twin, stabs him repeatedly.
Echoing the fight with the European.
Exactly. And as the original dies, he has that same look of surprise the European had. It's a brutal, almost cyclical act of violence. But this time, it's self-annihilation and self-creation rolled into one.
He wins. But how does he feel?
He's wounded, physically and emotionally. And he's surprised by his own reaction. He doesn't feel triumph. He grieves.
Grieves the man he killed.
Yeah. He calls the original his brother and more than brother. It's this unexpected, profound sense of loss for the past he never truly had, embodied in the man he just destroyed.
A heavy burden to carry. What happens with Maneck?
He sees Maneck's sail, the control cable, still attached to the dead original Ramón. And in this final, raw act of defiance,
What does he do?
he takes his knife and impales the Sahel. He basically yells at the absent Maneck, "I did your job for you, but I'm Ramón Espejo, not your damn dog. Tell him that. You can all go fuck yourselves." And then he cuts the Sahel, severing that final link. He's truly, finally, asserting his own identity as Ramón Espejo through this ultimate act of violent will.
That's an incredible moment. Raw liberation. But he's alone now, wounded.
And very sick. He drifts on the raft for days, battling fever, infection. Reality blurs. He has these bizarre dreams, and Maneck wearing party hats, Elena with some other guy. His mind is just reeling.
But he survives.
He does. Eventually, a fishing boat finds him. He wakes up in a hospital, first in a place called Fiddler's Jump, then back in Diego Town. His body's wasted away, atrophied.
But his sense of self.
That seems solid now, forged in the fire. When they ask who he is, his answer is simple but loaded. "I am Ramón Espejo, and hand to God, that's all he can tell you."
The police must have questions. About the ambassador, his injuries.
Well, definitely. They interrogate him.
Yeah.
But he sticks to his story, a landslide, a knife accident while hunting. He absolutely refuses to mention the aliens.
Why protect them?
That's a good question. Maybe survival instinct, maybe something else. He sees the NI ships overhead, these vast, ancient things, and realizes all the human squabbles seem irrelevant to them. It's almost a weird kind of comfort.
And then something really strange happens during the interrogation.
Yeah, out of nowhere, one of the NI, the big aliens, just shows up, walks right in, and dismisses the human constable. Yeah. Like swatting a fly.
An NI interferes. Why would it do that?
We don't know. It suggests some hidden connection, some interest the NI have in Ramón or Maneck's people. It's another layer of mystery.
Does this stop Ramón from getting into trouble?
Not entirely. He ends up in a jail cell, gets beaten up by another prisoner, Johnny Joe Cardenas. But even then, he won't talk about Maneck's people.
He remembers something.
He thinks about the Key, another alien race the source mentions, apparently slaughtered by the NI. And he realizes his old violence was mostly for show, for validation. This silence, this loyalty, even to the aliens who cloned him. It feels different. It's a personal choice.
So he gets out eventually. The anti-intervention helped.
Seems like it. He's released after some kind of extradition hearing, likely related to the ambassador's death. But it all gets smoothed over. He's free. But, you know, jobless, homeless. The world moved on.
Does he reconnect with anyone? Elena?
Yeah, he finds Elena. It seems like their complicated, familiar relationship just kind of resumes. He even finds another old flame, Liana. Life tries to pull him back into old patterns.
But he's changed too much for that, hasn't he?
Fundamentally, he's not the same Ramón. And he comes up with this incredibly bold, almost crazy plan.
What is it?
He decides he's going back. Back to the aliens. Back to Maneck's people.
Voluntarily. Why?
To make a deal. He figures he's uniquely positioned. He'll offer to protect their hidden hives. By becoming a rich prospector, he'll claim the land where their hives are, using her help to find the richest ore deposits nobody else knows about. That way he can keep humanity away, ensure the aliens remain undisturbed. It's a strategic alliance.
That's audacious, using the aliens' own advanced knowledge to shield them from humans.
Exactly. And he knows it's risky. He actually records this whole plan, encrypts it, and leaves it with a friend, Mikhail Ibrahim, with instructions to release it if he doesn't come back. Insurance.
He sees the risk as part of living now.
Yeah. It's not about hiding anymore. It's about agency. Making a choice, consequence and be damned. He's choosing his own path, finally.
So he heads back to the mountain.
Even though it's winter now, dangerous conditions. He goes back to that discontinuity, the hidden entrance in the Sierra Hueso, and he just calls out to the mountain, to the aliens hidden inside, offering this strange bargain.
Wow. What an ending. Or maybe a beginning.
Right. It leaves you hanging, but in a really thought-provoking way.
So let's try to unpack that for everyone listening. What does this all mean? You have Ramón, the clone, the made thing, who literally killed the original to become himself.
And then chooses to protect the very aliens who created him as a tool, who put him through hell.
What does it even mean to be Ramón Espejo after all that? Is identity fixed, or is it something you build through choices, especially impossible ones?
That's the core question, isn't it? This deep dive into Hunter's Run, it's not just an adventure story. It's about fate, free will, what defines humanity when you strip everything else away.
We see circumstances take away everything, his freedom, his past, even his own body, technically. But in that void, something new emerges. Deeper truths about who he is, what he'll fight for.
And maybe what he's willing to forgive, or at least align with, even his former captors.
Ramon's journey really forces you, the listener, to ask, is your identity something concrete you're born with? Or is it this fluid thing constantly being created by the choices you make, especially the hard ones?
Definitely something to chew on long after this deep dive is over. What's the thing that stands out most to you from his journey?